Good morning, TV land. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Life Obstacle TV show right here at KZTV. You are kicking it live with the Life Obstacle team. We have brought it to the television station, from the radio to the television station, with your host, J.R. Washington, Miss Doreen Burke, and our co-host, Miss Jerry Knight, and Miss Brenda Marine. First of all, let me say good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Yeah, I said good morning, ladies.
Good morning, sir.
Good. I want like you knew. Don't like it's all new.
I'm gonna let you slap.
But
Yeah,
we're
we
going to
gonna
go
let
there.
it
Good
slap.
afternoon, good morning, however you want to say it.
That's right. We're all here.
There's morning somewhere.
That's right. All right, Jerry.
But this is how we roll, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're going to kick it off with Miss Knight doing her thing as usual.
This is Jerry Knight, and you're listening to Life Obstacles, where your opinion counts.
This is Brenda Vereen. We want you, the audience, to have an active part where your input can have an impact. We want the change in you to help make the change around you.
We still love that. And this
Yes.
is Doreen Burks, your host. And besides J.R. Washington being our host, and we have our great co-hosts, Brenda Vereen and Jerry Knight. I have to always acknowledge that we are what is we? Help me, y'all.
Team forward.
Okay. Because we're moving
It's
forward to
called
make
the
changes. And we're
Fantastic
human.
Four,
We're going to
Team
make
Four,
errors.
whatever you want to call
That's
it.
right. As long as we together, we make it happen. So, of course, this is Doreen Burks. And, we're on TV to bring our obstacle to the TV station so more people can understand. We all have obstacles. We all go through something. But sometimes we just need to be able to talk, share, and vent with somebody else. And sometimes there's nobody to talk to. So this way you can sit in front of the TV, and we call it the TV because that's really what it is. Because if you're watching YouTube or whatever your favorite option is, you can join us right here at KZTV, and you can actually join us and talk about those obstacles. Our email is lifeobstacles1490am@aol.com. So if you have something you want to talk about, you want to share, let us talk about it for you, and you can tune in and let us have a conversation about your discussion, what you want to hear. So that'll be great. Back to you, JR.
Well, I'm glad you got that out.
I'm
Because
so
you didn't
sure.
take a break on
I
that.
sure did.
Just-
You did.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, where'd it go? Okay.
And that's the whole thing, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking problems from problem to solutions. And we try to do the best we can. And
That's
with
right.
this team I've been working with, I've been having so much fun.
That's right.
I'm glad to be
Amen.
here this morning. I'm glad to be here in your living room.
That's
I'm
right.
glad you're watching us to do what we do best. So we got a couple of things we're going to talk about today. And we're going to rip it off the 10 things that you should stop doing
To yourself.
to
To yourself.
Okay.
Right.
But when I say make the change in you, help make the change in you, around you,
Around you.
That's
that
right.
is a very powerful word.
Yes, it is.
And I liked it. That's why we say what we say.
Always, for
So
sure.
we're going to
yes.
kick it off with let Miss Burke start to do her thing, to roll it off like she normally do.
Right. These topics was brought by a gentleman that said he thought this would be a good discussion for our first show, because this is about each individual, each person, and what we can go through, and how he wants the team to talk about it. So this is the Life Obstacle team. So we're going to talk about what he wrote. He said 10 things to stop doing to yourself. And the first thing he indicated was blame yourself. Blaming yourself. So that's one thing we all seem to do. We blame ourselves and not letting go. So what do y'all think about blaming yourself? So how would you look at that when you say blaming yourself? Like we don't, how we sometimes we just don't. Like, I know for me, blaming myself, like something can happen and it must have been meant to happen. Some things you just can't stop.
Exactly.
And so we just think we can. If I would have did this, if I would have did that, well, it wasn't meant for you to do that. So sometimes what it's saying is getting past that. To me, that's what I get out of it. Anybody else got something on the feet?
I get out of it as blaming yourself for something that somebody else has done.
Okay.
Yes.
I get that out of that because you didn't do it, but they putting that blame on you. So you should stop letting somebody do that to you and let them carry their own blame.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Yes.
Now that you're saying blaming yourself, I know when my children got molested, I blamed myself first for having a man around, first for not protecting my kids, first for not seeing the signs like it was supposed to be signs. But I said I must have been sleeping, I must didn't see it, and every little thing I start analyzing because I blamed myself, and I had to lean on the Lord to even stop blaming myself because it was my fault that they got touched because they're my children.
Yes.
That's my responsibility to watch them. Even though I had no clue, why didn't I have a clue?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So there might not be no signs because sometimes
Right,
kids will try to
right.
be normal, regular, like nothing's wrong.
But as a mother, you blame yourself for most anything. I have a son that's still in jail after 10 years. even though that was his action, I'm still saying, what did I do to contribute to that? Did that molestation contribute to that? You know,
Yes.
because people say people that get molested, they will offend.
Yes.
So, you know, so I blame myself for things like that. But, you know, I've gotten over it, but you still think about these things,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
you know. But when they start becoming negative or depressing you or keeping you from moving forward, which I say keeping you from the ing position,
Yes.
because ing means going, doing, being, or something like that. But if you ed, that means you stuck or you in the past.
Exactly.
All
That's a
right.
good
I like
thing.
that,
I like
Ms.
that
Brooke.
breakdown, yes.
I like that.
Yeah,
Well,
that
you know,
is
that's
something.
mostly with relationships when people are taking a beating
Yes.
from their spouse, but they blame themselves.
Oh,
Of,
yeah.
well, maybe it's something I said, or maybe it's something I didn't do. I didn't cook his dinner right,
Exactly.
you know, vice versa. But you still shouldn't take that blame. That's not your fault.
Oh,
because
that's something
that
even
person's
deeper.
fault.
That's
Right.
deep.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it
10
is.
more obstacles.
Yeah, that might be.
But you know, you got a lot of people that does that, and they stay in this relationship and they take this beating. You know, so
Yeah.
you're blaming yourself for something you really didn't do.
Exactly.
That's right.
So you got to come up out of that. You know, got to realize this is not my fault. I did everything I can. I always say, you can't make someone else happy if that
Exactly.
person's not happy with themselves.
That's true.
So if you walk into this and this person's not happy, no matter what you do, it's time for you to reconsider and say, hey, look, I think I'm gonna look at my options, and I think it's time for me to go.
That's right.
Because you'd rather do that than take a beating or wind up getting killed.
Right. And
We
for
have
our
enough of
viewers, you're listening to Life Obstacles Forum. Our TV forum is designed from Informing Our Children Incorporated. Our organization, we do outreach, and we know one thing is for all of us, we came up with Life Obstacles because so many people come to us so much, and so now we're spending most of our days talking and counseling people. And so to help us do better, we created a forum so now that we can get all the issues out at one time and we can come together collectively to make change. Because understand something very truthful. We are human. We will have trial and error for number one. And so one thing is we all go through something to become somebody, I always say. But at the same time, just remember, you're not by yourself no matter what you go through. Don't let embarrassment, don't let shame stop you from growing and developing. Tell somebody. Who cares if she told 15 girlfriends?
Right.
Get it out what you need help for so you can regurgitate to heal yourself. That's so important that we just talk. That's what's wrong. Healing is talking. Communication can be healing. To just talk to somebody what's going on. You'll feel relieved that somebody know that we all need help. None of us perfect. From food to shelter, we all need those things. But sometimes things get in our way and we just can't get them. So how do we get resources? How do we connect? How do we make it grow and so that we could do better? And that's the goal. So you're looking at us on KZTV. We appreciate this station opening a window for our team
Yes.
to come
All
and
right.
do Life Obstacles. We really do appreciate it that they gave us the opportunity to do more because we want to reach more people. We want people to know we are human. We are available. And again, our the email is lifeobstacles1490am@aol.com. So you can get us at lifeobstacles1490am@aol.com. Feel free to send us any email you want. I don't care if you say my breath stink, I need to fix it. I don't care if you write us my toe curled the wrong way, how do I uncurl it?
Yes.
Whatever you feel you need to get off your chest, go to that email and write to relieve your stress. We appreciate it.
Amen. and one of the
Yeah, I say, Lady J, you never know what you're gonna get with this team. I'm
That's
like,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
one of the things that we found out talking amongst ourselves is we have went through, between the four of us, we have went through every obstacle you could
Yes.
think of,
Yes.
even with the toe curling. You know,
That's right.
one of us has toe curl. I ain't gonna say who, but one of the things,
Them tweezers.
this is also free therapy.
Yes, it is.
And it's also options for your obstacles. So if you don't want to talk to nobody, you feel that you can't, you could call in and talk to us. You can make your voice deeper, or you know, in case somebody know you. But you could get it off your chest. Sometimes just talking and getting it off your chest. And if you just call in and say, I just want y'all to listen, I don't even need feedback, we're
That's
there
right.
for that as well.
And I'll cry with you. I guess I will.
Oh, we will cry.
There
And
we
I will
go.
pray with you.
Cry and pray at the same time. Our number is, let's just write it for the record, it's 216-916-9410, and you have to push extension 2212 to get a Life Obstacle team member. So between the four of us, one of us will be there to actually take your call. That phone transfers to each of us, so you'll be okay to just actually get a transferred in call. That's so important. We want to be able to have you talk to somebody. It is confidential. We're not trying to keep your phone number. We just want you to know you have somebody you can vent with and talk to, has been through what you've been through. Because all of us have been through so much that it would just blow your mind.
Really?
But guess what? We're still standing.
Hey,
We
I
want you to
like
stand
it.
too.
Yeah,
We want you
yeah,
to
yeah.
stand.
And if
All
we
right.
ain't been through it, we can find somebody that can get
That's
you
right.
the
We
help
know
that you
because
need.
somebody done went through everything.
Got something out there for you, so don't be, like I said, don't be afraid. It's time for us to stand up
Right.
and take care of our problems.
And you don't have to stay there.
Right.
Yes.
Put it on the back burner, hiding it, and thinking it's going to go away because it's not going to go
Not
away.
gonna
It's
go
going to
away.
continue.
Get
And
it?
we don't want our cycle to continue. We want to break the cycle.
That's right.
So
That's
let's
right.
move. That's why we call it moving forward.
That's
Let's
right.
try to keep going forward. This year, 2018, it's time for us to rock. Let's get it in and stand up and be accounted for.
Take
That's
up your
right.
bed and walk.
And here's number 2. This is 10 things to stop doing to yourself. And number 2 is overthinking. Overthinking. You know how you have a situation, we just overthink. Just go to it, get it done, and do it. We just overthink and make ourselves stressed out. Let it be what it's going to be. Stop overthinking. We just seem to overthink. You don't have to overthink. Just make it happen. Somebody gave you something. The thought is there. Act on it. Deliver it and be done with it. Go from do to done. I learned that from Pastor. Do to done. Get it over. It's done.
Well, yeah.
Don't let it go.
Overthinking, you know,
That's
most
right.
people do overthink
Yeah.
because some fact, if I gave you a gift, now you overthink because I didn't want this. Now he could have got me something else, but you're overthinking. Why don't you just
Get
be
rid of her.
blessed that you
No.
got it?
I'm always, y'all know I'm always overthinking.
You
I did
overthink.
it yesterday.
Come
I
on.
did it an example is, I'm planning something for the committee. So I told them this is what we're gonna do.
Right.
And then I said, well, no, we don't want to do that. And then I sent them like 6 more things. They was like, girl, if you don't stop overthinking,
Oh,
they was like,
see there?
just get there and quit erasing stuff. And I said, you know what? One of y'all do it, cause
You overthink.
I'm overthinking. I want to do something different. So I let her decide what we're gonna do. She said, well, let's do a raffle. And she told me what type of raffle she did. So I said, okay. Then I'm sitting over there and I said, well, how about we do this, and this? She said, there you go again.
Overthinking.
Overthinking because I don't think you're really trying to overthink. I'm thinking you're trying to just make it better.
All right.
That's
And the better is just
better.
add more and
Right,
more.
add more.
More and more.
Y'all know
All
overthink.
right.
What you tell me, Brenda?
Girl, I done told you a lot of things. You gotta narrow that down.
You gotta make that.
Yeah, what do you do? That's a whole lot.
Well, I just want people to think, so I leave y'all to the overthinking. Just get to thinking for me. And once you get to
Hey.
thinking, I'll be so proud of your overthinking.
So that's a whole nother show.
Yeah,
like, hey.
Let's just start thinking.
Oh, Lord.
You know, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
It's not
Well,
a
I
bad
think
thing.
it's a bad thing if you put
If
too
you
much
keep
pressure
doing
on
it,
it.
put it on your
put
brain.
pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
It's like a kid in college. You know, he's going through, say if he's doing his midterms right now, and he wants to be the best at it, but you're struggling and you're overthinking, well, I didn't do this right. So you're going back and forth. So that puts a lot of stress on you.
Just get it done.
You know, just relax, you know, kick back, do what you do, and let it happen.
That's right.
See those overthinkers need to be the fundraiser people. Put you in the fundraiser committee. You're an
You
overthinker.
overthink in a minute.
Make it happen.
You know you gonna get it done.
That's what y'all
Yeah, so y'all overthinkers go raise some funds. Y'all
That's
have to think
right.
about that.
Speaking of funds, you can support us by buying our soaps. We are soap designers, and we raise our own funds for our organization so we could do more and do more outreach. It's Soaps by Us, which is actually a profit entity that was designed for Informing Our Children Incorporated to help us raise funds and also help others do more. So charity starts at home, but then we still spread our joy. It's www.soaps, that's SOAPS, by BYUS.com. Go to Soaps by Us store and check out soaps, and you help support us to keep us going and growing. We appreciate you.
They
Yes,
really
we do.
work.
Right.
Every day.
That's right.
That's what I do. So, I was just thinking about that, when it said overthinking.
Okay.
I mean, even on the job sometimes, we got the same thing where guys overthink. I said, it's a job.
Just push
You
it.
just do what you need to do. Don't try to create nothing new. It's a job.
Right.
You're trying to reinvent the wheel. It's already there. Just go with the wheel.
Right.
Don't try to overthink it. Just go with it.
I think our team should just reintroduce themselves. Again, I'm Doreen from
You
the
are?
Life Obstacle team, and
I'm JR.
All right, and
I thought I knew that in the beginning, but if you didn't know,
Other people
then
tune
go
in all
back
the
and-
time.
Jerry.
I'm Brenda Farine.
all right,
All
here
right.
we go.
And this is the Life House Continue. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Uh,
She's gonna make
when-
sure you know our name. She can say, "Hey, Doreen." Hey, JR, you said. Hey, Brenda. Okay, Gerald, you know what you said. You're overthinking. You don't know us. So that makes it different. All right. We can. So here is the third one: fearing opportunities. This
Oh,
is
boy.
something people do all the time. All the time, fearing opportunities. Do you have an invention or a design? And sometimes we're afraid of progress. It's okay to fall. It's okay if you eat bologna. If you progress and don't fear your opportunities, you will be eating steak before you know it. Go for it. Go for it. Seriously.
Steak.
So what do y'all think about that fear opportunities? How we do that? How we fear change. Because sometimes we're afraid of change. Like for me, I guess I was one, it wouldn't work for me. I quit a job in a minute. Everybody know me. I would quit a job in a minute. Come on, JR, talk
You
about
get
me.
amen on that one.
And
Amen.
the blessing for me, I can get a job in 10 seconds. So that was the blessing for me too. But I quit a job in a minute. If you ain't on page and y'all not doing what's right, I will leave you in a minute. It's just like that. I will leave. Okay, y'all can't get it together. Y'all don't want to progress. This gonna be the
That's
same
right.
stuck way. I ain't gotta be here.
you
So,
got
but
that right.
fearing opportunities, but it can happen to some people. You gotta motivate yourself, push yourself, drive yourself to do more. Don't wait for somebody to validate you. Because you keep waiting on people, opinion after opinion, and you still gonna make up your mind what you want to do. So just go for it. If you have a dream and a vision, you sit down on your couch, you want to make candles, get a book, watch YouTube, get busy
Google.
making what you want to do. That's right. And you can
You can Google
You
everything.
can Google. Ain't nobody shouldn't without none today because it's a Google for everything.
It's an app for that.
Well, I agree with that. You don't wait. I mean, if you have that dream to be a singer, a dancer, or even being a radio host or TV personality.
That's right.
I mean,
Wait,
go
wait,
for it because
wait,
fear
hold up.
will
Wait,
stop
wait,
you.
You have
You
to
Got to be
know,
able to sing though.
Right,
Don't try to sing.
Yeah, nothing personal, but
They're gonna be like JR.
Yeah, I
you
can
know,
sing.
Fear will
Oh,
stop you because it will have
Write
you
the
to the point
song.
where you don't believe in yourself, and you
Yes.
gotta believe in yourself.
Got to.
Self motivation.
If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. So you
Yes.
gotta have that. Kick the fear out. Have that confidence that you can do the job, and I mean, you really will succeed. You'll be surprised how doors will open up for you,
That's right.
and the light will shine for you. So just keep that in mind when
That's
you go
right.
to with fear. And I want to do it, but I'm scared. Have that faith. Step out
Just
on faith
do it.
and roll with it.
Just do
It'll
it.
take you there.
Yes.
So
All right.
yes, I'm
Okay,
on one myself.
fear and opportunities. One of the things that I've always said to people is Pepsi didn't stop being Pepsi because Coca-Cola was there. So just because somebody else has that product doesn't mean your product will be, will be better. Because even though we sell soap now, but see, one thing about us, we have that personal touch. So the soap that you get for somebody else may not be blessed like our soap. May not be, we bless our soap and we take time with our soap and we make sure our soap is right. So when you see other things like our program, other people have this kind of program, but they don't have us. So you have to believe in what you're doing, and can you recognize
worry
the
about the next
opportunity
man.
when it comes?
That's
Can
right.
you make an opportunity when it comes? Will you be ready if an opportunity comes? So there are preparations to opportunity, but you got to understand something. On the other side of opportunity is responsibility.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it is. Responsibility.
Definitely.
God, look at
All
Miss
right.
Brother.
Y'all ready
Shout
for
it
number
out.
4? His
Yes, let's do it.
His number 4 is living for others. That's what we do. A lot of times we live our lives living for others where we're not doing our dreams, our visions. And it happens a lot of time in marriages. So what happens is a woman or a male don't want you doing this or they don't like you doing that. And that makes you not equally yoked. So really think about that. But if you stop living your visions because you're married or with someone else, now you're creating barriers for yourself because now you're not going to be happy. Because now you're living the way somebody else wants you to live because you forgot to say, stop it before it starts. As soon as it was presented, you got to shut it down.
Yeah.
So stop living for others and live for yourself. Make yourself happy. That's how I look at it. So what do you guys think about living for others?
Well, I agree to that. I mean,
Okay.
because, like you said, when you stop doing the things that you love to do because you want to make someone else happy
Yes.
and you're not happy in your relationship, then you're gonna be miserable.
Yeah, you
At
need
all
to come
times.
home.
So you need to. If that person is there to support you and back you up, that's a beautiful thing. If they're not, you still go and live your dream.
That's right.
Because you don't want that regret. I didn't do what I needed to do. I had the opportunity to do it, but he didn't want me to do it, or she didn't want me to do it. Do what's best for you. Sometimes you got to walk along, and if you got to walk by yourself, hey, sorry not to pack your bag. One gone. I'm gonna
That's
give you a
right.
Chinese name. One gone. So you out of here.
That's cute.
One gone. All right.
That's cute. All right.
But that's the way you work with
Living
it. You
for
know.
others. What you
Don't
think,
live
Miss
for nobody
Knight?
else.
Well, I'm married, and like I said, my husband encouraged me in doing a lot of things.
That's a blessing.
You know, and
Yes,
even,
it is.
You know, when we had our children, he still encouraged me to do things. So,
That's
you know,
right.
that is a blessing. So for all you married women, you can do it. I mean, you can
Yeah,
do it. A
that
lot of
support
people
makes a
say,
difference.
well, I have to help my with my children. You can go to school when your kids go to school.
You sure can.
You can do homework when your kids sleep.
That's right. Only thing stop you is yourself.
There you go. So, you know, it can be done. Quit living for others.
That's right.
You know, my children, they be like, Ma, you worry too much. Go, do you. We grown. Do you.
That's
They was
cute.
like, live for you. You and Daddy go travel. Do what you got to do.
That's right. Do something for
Yeah,
yourself.
that's a parent's job. We're gonna
So,
do
you
that
know,
till
and I
the
tell
day
them,
you
you know,
die. You
I
worry
know,
about it.
we gonna worry, but you know, like he said, if you quit worrying about me, he said, and then you do you. He said, we both gonna be fine.
You'll be fine. Yes.
So you know,
Beautiful.
that's when you know you worry.
No, amen.
I like that. Mm-hmm. All right.
Works for me.
And for those just tuning in, I want to make sure I keep repeating you're listening to Life Obstacles 1490 TV Forum
Yes.
right here at W.
T-
And I'm sorry, I almost saying,
Yeah,
I got to have it
W.
saying W.
Yeah.
But it's
KAZ.
KAZ, Radio,
Right.
TV.
Network.
I got it.
Oh, I
and it's
got
a
you
beautiful
on that.
sign sitting right there. How could I miss it?
All right.
We appreciate this broadcast.
Oh, yes.
Mhm, it's a
Especially on a
beautiful thing.
Saturday morning, I'm just thankful to be inside your homes and being
That's
able
right,
to
inside your
share
studio.
Yes, moving
our,
forward. Yes.
Yes.
what we do here, and I appreciate each and every one of you that's probably out there listening right now or watching this here. We really appreciate you. It's from
That's
the
right.
heart. I always do a single. It's like here, here, and here.
That's right.
That means
Beautiful.
we love you.
I like it.
No
Amen.
doubt.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yes.
I like that. All right. All right. Are
All
we
right.
moving on?
Moving to number
And so
5.
number 5 is living in the past. Living in the past.
Jesus.
Now, I got some on that.
So living in the past stops you from moving forward. So let's talk about living in
Yeah.
the past.
I'm gonna crack that one. All
Crack
you guys
that open.
out there been and played football back in the day.
All right.
Quit walking around with that jersey on or that jacket on that you had back 30 years ago, because it ain't, that's back then. You did your thing back in the day. Let it go. I'm tired of seeing y'all come to these football games with little tight jackets on and thinking you still got it going on. No, you don't.
Let it go.
It was our time, your time back then, that was 30 years ago. Let it ride. Move on up to the future now, baby. We're gonna move it up. Let the
Or
kids
get a new
have
jacket.
it. And don't try to live through your kids' eyes. Let them
Oh, that's
kids
a
do
good
their
one.
thing.
yes,
Yes.
it is.
Because you're trying to live through your kids' eyes. That's the worst thing to do. Now you're putting pressure on the kid to the point where he don't even want to play sports anymore.
Like, oh, God, my
I know
daddy
I
up there.
wouldn't. My daddy up there hollering in the stand, boy, okay, I'm out.
Yes. Too
I
much
do
pressure.
something else. So quit living in the past, and it was a beautiful ride when you did it back 30 years ago, but let it go.
Yes.
Time done moved on. You did what you did back then. You was great in your prime.
Oh, I know that's right.
You done passed that one. Let's move
The
on.
glory
You
days.
can't heal. You can't heal when you live in the past. You
Yes.
can't heal.
Yes.
You cannot heal when you living in the past.
That's
You
right.
can't.
You
You
can't
just
heal.
got to pray on it and let it go.
You do.
And it's hard. Sometimes you pray on it,
Very hard.
but it's still there. But let it go.
Yes.
Let it go.
I'm gonna
You're
pray
right.
for the brothers wearing them leather jackets they wore back in the day.
I know they try to fit in them. I think one thing, because I meet a lot of women who have had bad relationships, and I think that they stop living because they're looking at what happened in the past. But that brother done moved on, got a new wife, new life.
Exactly.
And it's 10 years done passed and you still hurt. It's time for you to lay that burden down and move on with your life, because you're missing your future husband because you still stuck on that man that ain't even thinking about you no more. So I think that we have to learn how to let go, gurgitate, sit on the side of your bed, cry out that old grief
Yes,
so that you
yes,
can have a
yes.
new beginning. So I want people to just stop living in the past. What happened to me has happened to me, and now I'm sitting here giving you the obstacles so you can move beyond them. And that's what we do. Take your old burdens and share with somebody else to heal somebody else. You can do it. So don't stay stuck. If you were a rape victim, you're no longer a victim. You have been healed. And now you can talk about it. You can stop somebody else from looking at the things
Yes.
you did.
Exactly.
You can make changes in somebody else's life.
Yes.
And people tell me, well, I can't. Yes, you can. Quit lying to yourself mentally and tell yourself physically, I can progress because I am no longer a victim.
Victim.
I am victory.
Yeah.
Remember
All right.
that.
Hallelujah. I like
So,
that
yes.
now. Come on now, don't get me started.
Yes.
They don't get us started.
So-
I like that. Doreen said a lot that I wanted to say
Yes.
because I was finna say this is a tender subject, molestation, and when you have came out of that, you have to use that as a testimony. That's something God has brought you through, and so now you can birth other people and heal them. So use that as a testimony. One of the things that you know, my children have been molested, and that's a very tender subject. And when your children have been molested or you've been molested, what we said, the first topic, you blame yourself. You know. But if you know you didn't do anything, you got to move on and help that next person that's blaming their self for the same thing. When we go through these things, we're supposed to use them to bring somebody else up and out.
Yes.
And that's what I encourage you to do. And you say, well, I can't shake it. Well, shake it up then. And then tell somebody else. Go to support group. Do something. Move forward. Because, see, that will bring you into depression. And then you'll be suicidal, homicidal.
That's right.
Okay? Because, see, I ain't going to kill myself, so I might kill 5 more people.
Gotta have it together.
Yeah.
Make some changes, yes.
Yeah, I tell you all the time. When you give up on yourself, just remember God never gives up on you.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a good thing.
So
though.
you got to keep believing in yourself because He ain't going to give up on you.
That's right.
Because you can look around and look at some of the things that's going on in the world today, and He haven't given up yet.
That's the right thing.
There's a
Hope
solution
God,
to
He never
everything. We
gives
just
up.
got to figure out what solution fits your problem and bring you out of that problem
That's right.
and help you find a solution on that problem.
Mm-mm.
But that's what we do.
All
Wow.
right. Number 6, lying to yourself. Lying to yourself. Well, sometimes people lie so much they convince
I
themselves
was
that the
gonna
lie is true.
I'm going to say, let's just focus on the first word.
Lying. Right, lying. That's true, lying. So a lot of times people lie to themselves to convince themselves to something that don't exist. I had a lady recently that said she was dating this guy, and he only spoke to her one time and said hi. So, and she was telling people this is my boyfriend, and he was like, where'd that come from? I spoke to you.
Oh, that's something more than lying.
You're lying to yourself.
That's
You're
mental
lying to
issues.
yourself, though.
That's mental issues.
It is mental.
Yeah.
Mentally. I mean, but mentally, there's some help that's needed. And
Well-
so he was a good guy. He sat her down and he talked to her. He sat her down and talked to her. And he wanted to understand what she meant. And her subject of being my boyfriend was not like people thought. Like, you was my boyfriend. You know we cool, you know. And he like,
okay.
oh, no. He said in this society, from where we stand, that means relationships. She was
Right.
like, oh. And so
See, right.
sometimes they just was on the wrong page. You thought she was wacko, but in her mind, people have boyfriends, and these is my girlfriends. We all cool.
Got you.
And so, see, it wasn't really nothing a barrier.
Right.
It's that she just had it all wrong in language. It's not the way we look at it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Once again,
Yes.
like I always say, establish a rule before you get started so there's no misunderstanding.
Yeah, understand each other.
Well, it was misunderstanding on their part because she's like, Brenda is a girlfriend of mine.
Right.
So is you, Doreen.
That's right.
But I wouldn't say that Jim is my boyfriend because somebody interpreted it the wrong way.
The wrong way,
so
right.
he's my friend.
That's
so
right.
She just should have said friend.
She's a friend. She's my friend.
Yeah.
Let's get that.
Friends for life.
We're here together.
That's right. It's a message.
Yeah, I think sometimes we do interpret things what people say. That's why I say you got to clarify what you mean, and don't assume that when you see a person you know, well,
Exactly.
he speaks to me every day that he's trying to hit on you. He's
Oh
just
yeah,
being
people have a bad
polite.
habit of that too.
We are being polite. If I smile at you, doesn't mean I'm trying to get with
Exactly.
you. I'm being
Exactly.
polite.
Being polite.
It's just me. That's the way I am.
That's
you know,
right.
so let's not get it twisted and go tell your friends, well, every time I see him, he's trying to hit on me.
Right, that's what people get
You
wrong
know,
interpretation
right.
too.
Exactly.
So we're not gonna try to do that. So we don't want that spreading around.
Well, it seems like now, it seems like women don't understand a compliment. Because I give you a compliment, I mean I'm trying to hit on you.
Exactly.
And I know a lot of guys from different cities that come from other places say, why do Cleveland women think every time you say, oh, that dress look nice on you, or oh, your hair is beautiful, that a compliment mean I'm trying to hit on you. So we got to start thinking about how we think. A compliment can be just a compliment and nothing more to it. Because a young man said, I became a hoe just from speaking to people. I stopped speaking because I didn't understand.
Maybe
you know,
he was saying the wrong stuff.
yeah, he said I speak.
Yeah,
Like,
might
hey,
have to
ladies,
watch what he
everybody doing this
He was saying
morning,
the wrong
just being
stuff.
friendly. So he understand that different places have different ways, but he was raised that way. Speak to everybody, compliment a woman. So yeah, it can happen now, y'all.
He was complimenting the wrong thing.
He was complimenting. So,
Probably lonely people. Like, oh, he like me.
right.
Well, women, learn to appreciate a compliment when a man give it to you.
That's
you know,
right.
And don't be afraid to speak because he's speaking. Every man is not trying to hit on you.
That's right.
You know, we're just speaking, holding a conversation. Where I come from, I'm from Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm a Southern boy. When we speak to everybody.
That's
Good morning,
right.
how you doing? It's not like I'm trying to hit on. If I see you 365 days a year, I'm going to still speak, say good morning.
That's
It's not
right.
like I'm trying to pick you up.
That's
I'm
right.
just saying hi. It's been, polite and courteous.
That's right. Being a gentleman.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Bottom
also,
line.
lying to yourself. If you're hiding bottles when your family come over, or you got 3 liquor bottles under the couch, or you drinking a can of beer and they come over, you really got like 4 or 5 cans, but you're not stop lying to yourself. You're alcoholic,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
If you're selling your baby's diapers for drugs and come on now,
That's
quit
right.
lying to yourself.
Exactly.
You know, if you are seeing your boyfriend sneak in your daughter's room at night, quit lying to yourself.
That's right.
We got to wake up and notice some things, okay?
That's
If
true.
you're getting money and you're not tithing to your church like you're supposed to, quit lying to yourself. You know, so we want to touch on all these different areas where we just close our eyes and we are blind to things.
That's
If
right.
you see these kids and they're talking bad and you're scared, quit lying to yourself. That affects us all.
Yes, it does.
Say something. Why are we scared? We are the older generation, and you say they could shoot you. You could not say something and they'll shoot you anyway. At least if they shoot me, I'm going to be the said something.
That's right. Some
So,
people
you know,
say too, though.
quit lying to yourself means a lot of things. You could take that in a broad perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But keep it 100 is what the antidote to that, okay?
That's
all
right.
right.
That makes a
So
good
there's an
difference. All
antidote
right.
to it.
There it is. Keep
That's
it
the antidote.
100.
Keep it 100.
But then you got to know what 100 is. What's true to you may not be true to me.
Wow. That lie might
Yeah,
be true.
right, because the kids say dope is good and I say dope is not. So, hey.
The dope word.
Always keep it 100.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay, what we got?
Are we on 7?
What was
Can't get it on
What's
7.
six?
We
What's
done
six?
did
What was
6.
6 was lying to yourself.
Okay, we-
Yeah, we're on 7.
On 7, putting yourself down. Putting yourself down. Yep. Sometimes people put themselves down before they get started.
Yeah.
They put themselves down. You got to have some confidence. Self-motivation, I tell you, is the key to everything.
Oh, that's true.
You know, and also I tell people, quit letting what didn't happen in your life change. You know, stop the change in your life. I tell people all the time, everybody had parents, and parents did the best they thought was best for their children. But you can grow beyond any circumstance and do more. You can start raising your family level to do more. Because Aunt Joe had the same blanket, that blanket tired. Quit passing that blanket on. Somebody get a new blanket and start a new fresh tradition. Sometimes it's just time for change.
Well, I like that when you say putting yourself down. Now that I'm
Yes.
thinking about it, when you're a kid, and this goes for the kids, when we was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and how people always said something negative, well, you're ugly, you stink, or whatever the case goes. They put
Yeah.
you down, and you have this tendency to stay in that position from
Yes.
some, because you're a kid, you don't know.
Scarred.
Everybody's hurting your feelings, and you just don't want to be bothered with people. But we all been through it. Being a kid myself, what I was told. I took that as something positive and started playing basketball, sports, football. I did all these things.
That's
And
right.
like I said, but it gave me confidence in myself, but it made me humble.
Yes,
So I
it
didn't
will.
treat somebody else the same way. And we have a lot of this stuff in high school now where people are bullying kids. And
Yes,
it's got to the
yes.
point where you bully kids on the internet. But they're not strong enough to overcome it for some reason.
Right. They don't have the
They let it
foundation we had.
beats them down. So we got to make them strong enough to, hey,
Right.
look, you're not who they say you are. You know how you used to get mad when somebody talk about your mom?
Right.
Oh, the man, when mama games, we don't play. But
Yes.
they really don't know your mama.
Exactly.
My mama
But-
told me that.
Right.
I
You know,
said,
you
"Mom,
don't know that being a
You
kid.
do. I
You
said,
want,
"Mom,
yeah, you want to dot somebody in the eye because about your mama.
I told my
So-
mama that I got home. She said, "Wait a minute, hold it. Okay, that's your school." I said, "Yes." She said, "I don't know nobody in your classroom but your teacher. So you allow them to tell you your mama, and that bothered you? You should have said my mama great and sat down and did your work." She said, "Girl, you know you'll be beating up the whole world when you start letting people get under your skin about words. If they are not touching you, let them words bounce off of you, or I'ma bounce on you." So I paid attention quick.
All right. Well, I wish I would have paid attention.
Oh, you was the one that had to get a whooping all the time.
Yeah, she called my mama the B word, and I whooped her up, and I got me 3 days suspension from Patrick Henry, and my mother gave me a whooping.
That's right.
Because
In the day we got
she said,
discipline.
well, she said
Yes.
that I must have thought she was a B, and I beat that girl up, so that's why I got a whooping.
That's right.
And I couldn't wrap my head around that.
Yeah,
And
I understand
was
it.
like,
She
right,
said,
but I guess that's to teach me, I'm not these things, so why are you fighting?
"Why you fighting? You've
But
been
I'm
fighting
gonna
forever."
whoop you because you thought I was that. And I'm
Right.
like, it make no sense.
No, make no sense. You got that whooping.
Well, yeah, that's
But
right.
now I know as I got older, I realized what she was saying.
Right.
You had to get
Well,
over
that's what
it.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't understand it until you start to get older.
You don't understand
Right.
anything until you get over
Right.
it.
And that's
Yeah.
why I always
Exactly.
appreciate my mom. I love her to
Yeah.
death. She's still living. She's 85. And
That's
I
a
always say,
blessing.
it's like,
Mama.
this lady's hard to keep up with. She said she let no grass grow up on her feet, and she don't.
You
But
know,
she's always on
the
the
mud
move.
had to get out her way.
But, the thing that she taught me was, if you let every nickel and dime thing get a hold of you, you'll be fighting the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Forever.
Exactly.
You gotta
Exactly.
learn to be humble, take it, and move on. Because
Yes.
it's not hurting you. I
just-
mean, words can cut you better than a knife can.
Mhm.
We all know that. But it's how you overcome it.
Yes.
Yes.
Are
get
you
past
strong
it.
enough to say, you know what? I hear you, but I'm going to smile at you and keep stepping.
Exactly.
Or
It's all
sometimes
right.
silence is a teacher too. I just look at you.
Yeah.
After a while, people leave you alone.
Well, yeah, that's true. You
Silence
look at
is
them
a
like
teacher.
you look at them
You
straight
ain't
in the face,
bothering
and if
me.
you don't hear
Mhm.
them, like, you finished? I always tell them if that's all you got, you need to come up with something new. When you find something new, come back and talk to me.
That's
But
right.
nowadays, kids are so cruel, and not just
That's
them;
always.
they mama's cruel too.
It's
So,
a history pattern.
so I can't get nowhere with you, Jr., because of your mother. I might try to be friends with you, but your mother could be holding us back. No, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna whoop her up. So kids, or you're gonna still talk about her. So I'm saying
Yeah, you got mothers that are
parents
not
have
mothers.
to raise their children in order for the rest of our children to succeed.
Yes,
Because
Right.
I can teach my child one way, and your child can be a bully.
that's right. But having a baby don't make a woman a mother.
Exactly.
It doesn't make her a mother. And
Well,
we
I
always
think
need to
that
look
too,
at that.
because we got a lot of young mothers out
Exactly.
there. And
We
it's
got a lot of
having
young, strong mothers too.
Right.
Right.
You have a
Well,
lot
you
of
do.
something.
There's a lot of
I done
strong
been
mothers.
something to do better than the older
Right.
ones.
Exactly.
Take
they
care of
do.
their
They
children.
take
So I'm
care
gonna
of
give a
their kids.
kudos to those young women that's just
Right.
really
Is out
making
there
it happen for their
making
children.
it happen.
Mhm.
Raising their kids. But then you have a lot that don't. It's like you're having a baby trying to raise a baby, so it's kind of hard to do.
Yes.
Because they really didn't get that structure.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, in the baby boomers got when we was coming up,
That's
because
right.
you didn't think about having kids. And then if you did have a kid, ooh,
You went
we
to a
had
whole
keep
nother
you
land, a
out.
whole
Yeah.
nother school.
So
You was put
it's
somewhere else.
different now.
Right.
Everybody think it's okay. It's like, oh, well, I had another one. I got one, I have another one. No, sweetie.
Mm-mm.
You ain't even got to live your life yet.
Yeah.
Your life is just beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got a baby that you got to take care of, and it's a struggle. Because get what it goes falls back on? It falls back on the parents.
Mhm.
Yes.
Who you don't want in your business.
Exactly.
Right. Who you don't
Right.
want? Thank
That's
you.
their
Don't
favorite
want in your
thing.
business, but
Mhm.
now she got to help you raise this child.
That's
You know, you have to
amazing.
wait until you're old enough to do it, but sometimes we don't.
I met a young woman that told me her mother had her when she was 10.
Yeah.
And so I had to sit and talk to her she talked about her mother's behavior. And I said, let me help you with something. Your mother was still a kid. She still desired attention.
Exactly.
So therefore, a 10-year-old having a baby is just like a whole nother phase of life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, believe it or not, he was way older, and her mother didn't have sense to stop all of it, her mother's mother, so it created this 10-year-old having a baby. But the thing is, a 10-year-old having a baby, and then family takes over the baby, but she's still 10. She's still that little girl that wants affection.
Exactly.
And so she was jealous of her. And I said, because she still needed to understand her birth. She still needed to understand that she still was a kid. She was a kid. She still probably would have played with a doll. You're trying to make her be a mother. And so, so I tell people, it's sad when a 10-year-old becomes a mother. And then people don't understand. But when I broke it down to her about her mother, she said, nah, I never thought about my mother just being a kid. And so your mother's still doing kid things because she still was a kid.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
She's a child.
She was growing up with you.
She grew up with you, and so that
Right.
that makes a difference. She's still a little kid. She's trying to make her a mother. She's not. She's still that little girl that wants to go play outside, get in the mud. It's just she got caught up with somebody older that really should have been under the jail. Even if that was under 18, he should have been under the jail. But her mother somehow lied and thought it was okay. No, somebody needs help. And it's really sad. But she's a grown woman now. She's doing excellent. And she got a chance to get past it. But me and her having that 2-hour sit down helped her recognize her value. It also helped her recognize that she never thought about just 10-year-old having a baby and how she still was a child. So it brought so much light to her. And she said, it felt like a burden got relieved for me. My burden was relieved because I never thought about it. Nobody ever said in my whole 40-some years that my mother was a kid. And that's why. And I never even thought about it. So when she was 24, her mother was 24, she was 14. And they lived together. Her mother got mad at her, put her out. Because somebody's still trying to make this 10-year-old be a mother. Who's still learning now how to be a teenager. Who's still learning how to grow up. She's still not an adult. Because no matter how old you are, it's so good to have the elders. And I keep hearing all this glam mom and all that. Be a grandmother. Be who you were born to be. We earned that right to be grandmothers. And they're like, that's old. Old is tradition. And that's a tradition I say stays because you are a grandmother. One little girl that's so amazing. The teacher said, your grandmother. She said, no, the little girl said, your nana. My nana. She said, oh, your grandmother. She said, no, not my grandmother. My nana. She was like, your nana is your grandmother. Now, why this woman call the teacher and go off? Because she called her grandma. Grandma wasn't going to change your age, how you look, who you are. No matter how good you look as a grandmother, recognize you are the elder. So how are kids going to learn if we're not being mature enough to teach them? It come a time, I meet people 60 years old that act like they 20. It's time to sit down, evaluate yourself and say, I am getting older and my thinking and my actions really do need to change.
Ouch.
Think about your age. They need to change. They need to change. They need to change.
That was like
Yes.
a peach.
Yes.
Yeah, like, quit pinching me, Jerry.
Right.
Number 8 is putting off your dreams. We have a habit of putting off our dreams. And one thing people do, they wait on money. I say, don't wait on money to have a dream. Start with $2, $3, buy one box. It's okay. Do your dreams. Every dream I had, I lived. I didn't care if it worked or not. I could say I did it. While people complaining, they still trying to be about it. I did it. Do it. If you got a dream, if you want to make gift cards, you ain't got to be a Hallmark. Make your own Hallmark. You can bring your own production to life. Quit waiting on people to make it happen. Make it happen. You can do it. Work with people. Network. Collaborate. I tell people, you never have to like me. Just like what I do. It's okay because you're going to have that. Press forward. You can do it. Just go for it. You want to be a cameraman? Go talk to the TV stations if that's what you want to do. And let somebody knock down a door. Volunteer. Ain't nothing you can't learn if you don't have the skill. But volunteer will open a lot of
That's
doors for you.
it. That's a good one.
Open a lot of doors. You don't know how to do a radio broadcast? Go to the station and volunteer.
KAZ.
You can do it. Whatever you want to do, find that field and volunteer. I remember a girl said she wanted to work for NASA. So she went to NASA. She wrote a letter proposal for herself at 17, and that's where she works today. You start somewhere. Somebody knock down doors and show I'm determined. Oh no, I'm not standing down. Somebody will like your determination, let you in
That's
that door.
right. And sometimes you don't need to pray for money. You need to pray for favor.
Favor. Yeah.
Now, I ain't got no money, but I sure got favor.
Yes.
Ain't that right, Pastor James?
Yes.
That favor.
That favor. Yes.
I mean, there's so many things that we talk about, and it's good that we sit around the round table and have these conversations.
That's right.
Because it gets you to thinking, outside the box. Because most of us think inside the box. If you're not living, it's time for you to start living. I always tell people that start living, because you're not really living.
Mm-hmm.
You do the same pattern every day. There's nothing different in your routine.
Same routine.
Get outside the box. People are scared to step outside because they're in their comfort zone.
That's right.
Get outside the box, and it's a beautiful world out there once you get out there and see it. There's so much you can do. I used to think Cleveland didn't have anything to do in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. So then I got to getting around. I said, man, Cleveland got a lot to offer, but you just got to get out and find it and
There's
see
things
it.
to do.
There's a whole lot to do in Cleveland, whether you believe it or not.
And if you don't know what to do in Cleveland, I went to the visitor station when I was going to, I think I was going to Toledo. And I stopped at one of the little rest stations, and I picked up the book about Cleveland and where to visit. It was things in there I ain't never even know about. So get you one of them visitors books at Cleveland. I'm talking to Clevelanders now, and see some spots that you ain't even know exist. You be like,
Yes,
what is that?
That's right.
They had this what they call a snowboarding competition. I'm like, what is that? So I didn't
things
even
you
know
don't
about
know.
it. Yes. So
Yeah.
pick up one of them books, and you be surprised. So when them people come from Atlanta and New York, you can get them.
That's right. And for those that are just now tuning in, because I know people come in all the time on internet and network stations, you're listening to Life Obstacles. Team Forward. Okay, I got Chrome up there. I'm human. See, that show you I can have error. But you listen to Life Obstacles Team Forward, where we do a community forum, and now we're doing it on TV, and we move from problems to solutions. You can also email us at lifeobstacles1490am@aol.com, and JR talked to you about our radio broadcast too, that you can actually call in and tune in and all the good stuff. So for those that are tuning in, this is the Life Obstacles team right here.
Right?
Yay!
And we move you from problems to solutions, because everybody's been through something. And JR said something I think that was very important. And I hope I can remember, because sometimes I get a senior moment, okay? But it is, and I got a senior moment now, because I know it's a good thought, but I can't, it ain't coming to thought right now. So as soon as it hit me, I'm going to have to come back and share with you about change. And I know it, but I want to put it in order. I don't want to mess it up trying to get it right. So, okay. And of course, again, we on KZ radio television, so which is a good thing. All right.
Broadcasting live right here.
That's right. That's right. And make sure you share this. Share this. And for those also, you can support us by going to www.soapsbyus and purchasing soap. It helps us also help health and hygiene for our youth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody gotta
Community
wash.
organization.
You gotta wash.
Right. And we know hygiene is important, and somebody always need a bar of soap or some body butter. We make it.
Yeah, that's
So that
some
helps
butter.
us get going. So
Okay.
we appreciate that. Yes. Can't go without it. Butter up the babies, because we butter up our grandbabies. I'll tell
Get
you,
your
butter
feet
them up.
ready for the summer.
That's
right.
right. Hey,
Good.
I'm
Rub
telling
them
you right
legs, get
now.
that cellulite out. I had got a burn. I used almond body butter, and I had got a burn. I threw it on there, and that burn was healed because I got to wash dishes. Because I ain't not like washing I like washing my own dishes. So my kid could do it, but it ain't the same. I wash my
Yeah,
own dishes.
especially
But that
see
burn was
eggs
healed.
on them.
Yeah, eggs, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna.
you know.
I don't think you're gonna wash dishes. You take out the garbage.
My
Yeah.
burn healed. It just shrunk down. My burn healed really good. I'm really glad of it. So
Yeah, I always said for the brothers out there like me, you kind of dark chocolate. How you take a bath and get a little ashy when you come out.
that's right.
That body butter comes in real good hands.
Oh,
It's better
yeah.
than lotion.
It's better than lotion. This was so awesome. I just love it.
That's all
God's
the
designs.
thing.
God's designs. All right.
But kicking it for the young men, we didn't want to leave them out because we always talk about the young ladies.
Yes.
But we got to talk about the young men.
Okay.
We having a problem with our youth, especially our young men.
Well, like keep it in your pants or something like that. Are you talking about like that?
That too.
or what they used to say, wrap it up or
Right, yeah, that too. But come
Just the
on.
violence.
be responsible if you make one.
Yeah.
Take one. No.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the responsibility is just getting weak. Our men have to
But we
recognize.
want to try to help our youth. young men, because right now we're having too many of our youth, young men going to jail
And dying.
at an early age.
Yeah.
And they think quit thinking when you go to jail, it's an honor, because it's not.
No.
You're doing nothing but ruining your life. I know it's hard to take. I heard a young man say, well, you got to give me respect. I said, whoa, stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
You asking me to give you something you haven't even earned yet.
That's right.
So in order to get respect, you have to earn respect. That goes for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's been passed down through ages, years.
That's right.
You earned your respect. Nobody gave you respect. You had to earn that respect. That's why you got that title when they said Mr.,
Yes.
because you earned that respect. And for the kids, quit thinking people owe you something, because they don't.
Yes.
You got life. You have choices in life. You make the right choices, either you make the wrong choices, but that decision relies on you. So you have to make that decision which way you're going to go. So if you go to the left or you go to the right.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't blame anyone. That's why I say when people say, well, I blame myself. No, you have to blame, sometimes you have to blame the person that did it. I gave you life. I gave you choice. You know right from wrong. But you choose to go this way. So don't let your friends dictate what road you should take.
I like
You decide
that.
which road you're going to take.
That's right.
And make that right choice so you can be productive in society. So you can look back and see where you came from. So, man, I came a long ways.
Mm-hmm. Pat yourself on
And
the
you
back.
make your life a little better. So you can teach your kids.
Right.
Now, when you're having kids, you can teach your kids to do the same thing.
That's right.
And we don't have enough of that anymore. So our young men have fell by the wayside. And then they think that you owe them something. So we got to work with our youth, with the young
Oh,
men,
yes.
to get them back on
Exactly.
track. Because there's way
Amen.
too many of them going to jail right now. And it's not necessary that all these kids being locked up the way they're being locked up
It's
today.
not going to help him at all. It's
And
not
we
like
have
him, it's not
been,
going to help him.
trust me, we have been to the correction centers, and trust me, 14. You know, they even had a kid that was 10
Right.
It's all ages.
and probably never see a day on earth again, outside of that prison wall.
Yes.
And that's sad. So we got to fix this problem that we have. Like I tell people all the time, we talk about it, but we don't be about it.
Amen.
Do
Well,
something
so well,
about
it
it.
ain't my problem. Yes, it is, because it's pretty soon it'll come to your doorstep.
Knock on your door. Mm-hmm.
When it knocks on your door, you're looking for everybody in the world to give you a hand. Let's start now.
That's right.
End all this here, because like these school shootings is going on, parents are taking it more serious now than ever. I mean, they took it serious back then, but now it's affecting a lot of people.
Yes, a lot of kids dying.
A lot
for
of
no
kids are
reason.
dying.
Somebody's
Kids are
angry.
starting getting scared to go to school. They ask them, what can we do? You know, we're taking away the guns. What we need to upgrade our security system in the school, which we do.
That's right.
You know, so there's got to be a lot of changes made, and we all got to do it together. It's not a black and white and any other color. It's everybody standing together to make this change in this
That's
this
right.
country. And
And
we
I'm
got to
trying
start coming together now.
to piggy off that, and people talk about laws, and they can change the laws, but it's still up to people to carry out the task
That's
that's been
right.
given. The laws are not changing what people need to do for themselves. We know, from my generation, we knew a gun killed. So I don't know if the kids are lacking common sense. This ain't a video game. This is real life. You shoot them up, they're not getting back up. People are hurting every day over kids, and the same error keeps repeating. Why the kids ain't learning from the last kid that they gave him life? He's locked up forever. You shouldn't have to go to jail to wake up. Wake up. People understand guns kill. They kill because somebody used it. A gun can sit around all day long until somebody pick it up and use it. It's just a gun. Think about your action that's going to cost
Yes.
you your life. You don't need to get mad and think you're going to shoot up a school, because all these innocent people have died because you couldn't get it together. It's not real. Find somebody to talk to.
Call in.
To get something done for yourself. If
Yes.
you are having troubles, you getting bullied, you frustrated, find somebody to talk to where you are not. Your life is valuable to us. We don't want you getting locked up because somebody made you mad and you just went
You
off the
couldn't handle
chain.
it.
And
Mhm.
look what it cost you. The
And
beat down
others.
is lifetime. Look how many people are hurting. So if you're a kid, you out there, you in pain, you hurting, you going through bullying, I want you to put your pride aside, remove that fear. You can do it. Go talk to somebody right now. You can do it. Save yourself from yourself. That's what they need. They need
All
some help.
right. That was
right.
passionate right there.
Yes, they need some help.
Go, girl. She gonna have what you call it,
Right.
a billboard for her.
Right.
That was passionate. Yeah, stop that
Well,
mess.
you know, that goes to say, because I seen a movie one time, and there was a guy who was a gangbanger, and he had this son that was coming up, and this other guy wanted him to kill this guy to get into the gang. So he told him when he got out, he said, well, look, I'm going to go back and I'm going to take care of my son. I'm going to do the right thing. And he came back out. But the statement that he made to this young man, it stuck with me. He said, son, he said, if you rob a man, you can eventually one day pay him back. But if you kill a man, he said, you can't give his life back.
You sure can.
So I kind of like stuck with that, and which is true, because if I take something from someone, I can eventually come back and say, Mr. So-and-so, I took this from you,
I apologize.
but I'm going to give it back.
Yes.
But if I killed him, I can't give him his life back.
Can't give him
And
life.
that's why I said a lot of parents out there hurt him because they'll never see their kids graduate from high school or get married and have grandkids.
That's right.
So we have to start thinking, what can we do to make this change and make it work for everybody so everybody be safe? You know, you got with grown folks, the older folks don't even want to go out because they're scared.
That's right. The fear.
The fear.
And parents, don't be embarrassed. Pay attention to your children. You can see the signs. They do change. If a child seems like they're withdrawn or if they seem like something's different, sit your child down and talk to them. If not, pick somebody else to talk to them. Because sometimes kids don't talk to their parents. But it might take somebody else and quit feeling like you ain't doing right. You are doing right by letting somebody else talk to your child about that issue. It helps. Each one help one. We could do more. We could be a better world if we just took time out to just think, every child is my child. And if we did that, every child could grow to be successful.
Amen.
Yes, we can make that difference. All right. What number are we on?
Eight.
Yeah, we're on
Did we?
track.
Did we do Putting Off Your Dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yes,
Put
we
it
did.
off our
Putting Off Your
dreams.
Dreams.
Don't
So
put off your
ignoring
dreams.
your needs. How we do so much when we ignore our own needs. So I gotta say, take care of self first, rather than ignore our needs. One time we ignore our needs, we do something for everybody else, and we ignore what we really need. And what we need is getting them behind the back burner. What we need.
Well, that's true.
That's true.
We all got needs.
And so we
So
don't
we
have
come
nothing on
back.
that. I can move on.
We can move.
Well, just to let you know, you guys have a couple comments here on Facebook if you like to
All right.
Okay.
hear what some of them are saying.
Yes.
Angela Denise Green says, the community must come together. God must be in all, bringing all resources together and working in unity is the key. Kenneth Kennedy Sr. says, our young, they're understanding respect or don't understand respect. So you got a couple of comments here. You got another person says, I like the fact that we're teaching them to be responsible.
That's right.
So you got comments coming in. I just want to let you guys know that.
Thank you.
Okay.
And if you ever want to have callers to call in,
That's
you
right.
can give out the number of 216-298-1554. That's 216-298-1554. And they can
All right.
call and talk to you live, okay?
Okay.
Well, all right.
All right.
We got a-
We're
we got
going
a
to
couple
do
of last
that.
few minutes. If anybody actually do want to call in and make a comment, what they think about what's going on in the community, or add or share information and network, it'll be great. So, of course, he just said the number
You
is.
can call at 216-298-1554.
There you go.
And we'll
so
be
we-
here, but we want to thank those who gave us the comments there.
That's
And
right.
you're right. We stand as a group, a unity, and we come together and make this happen. Like you said, God is always putting first.
That's right.
You
God
got to put
first.
Him first to make some changes in our lives and make changes in our community.
That's right.
So
Makes a
we
difference.
got to roll.
And we appreciate those callers. I'm going to say callers or our internet for joining in and taking time out to listen to our show. And we appreciate your comments. And if you don't ever want your name displayed or said, just don't say my name. And if you don't mind, you don't have to say anything, because we don't want to blast you if you don't want to be blasted. So we just want to make sure we clarify that as well. But we appreciate you. So if you don't mind us saying your name or your comment, You could say, put your comment, but you could say, don't say my name, then we'll know to say your comment and not say your name, because we want to respect and honor your wishes. Because we don't want you at work looking at your phone and we saying your name. And your boss like, what you doing? So we don't want to put you on blast. We want to make sure we respect
You're supposed to be
everything
working.
about you, right?
Right.
Because you know it's always going to be something out there. We don't say we don't have haters, we have spectators. We don't have haters, we just have spectators. It's okay. So we do that.
Well,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen, you know it's getting that close to that time,
Yeah.
and we've got to try to wrap it up. But I want to take the time and thank each and every one of you out
Yeah.
there today that was
That's right.
listening to us or watching us today. Want to say thank you.
Thank
I
you.
want to say thank you to KAZ for allowing
Yes,
us
thank
to
you
come here
so
to
much.
do our thing here. You know, we got the radio station that we do. We do it on 1490 AM, WERE, every Saturday from 2 to 3. We're trying to reach out across the land,
That's right.
Yes.
you know, and we appreciate everything that you do. Like you said, we have our soaps and things like that.
Wonderful change.
But until we meet again, but
That's
I'm going to
right.
let Miss Brenda kick it down like she normally do.
Right.
Miss Brenda, you bring the heat home for me now.
Well, we got what, 2 minutes?
We got 2 minutes. Now, you want to say
Now,
hello to somebody?
yeah, I just want to say, when you start talking about the community and start changing things, we got to come together. We got to stop talking and having
You're right.
meetings where no feet are moving.
That's
So
right.
I'm thinking about big time changes, big time getting together, because we could talk about it all day long. But see, numbers ain't gonna change till we come show up in numbers.
That's right.
So I'm just call me, because I told them in the beginning of the year I gotta get a new pair of tennis shoes,
I know
because
that's
once I
right.
learned Trump was in, it was time for change right there.
That's right. Make some changes.
Yes,
That's right.
yes,
The difference.
yes.
That's right.
Now.
That is funny.
Now I would say, now I would say my word of value.
Okay, word of value.
Remembering the past can bring hope to the present. Staying in the past holds up your future.
Well, all right. You know, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we do it here. You know, we do it on a radio station like that. We're doing it here on the television station the same way.
That's right.
We want to say we love each and every one of you. And hope
Thank
you
you
have
so
a very
much.
lovely day out there today. Until the next time we meet, may God bless you and you take care of yourself until we meet again.
Make
We love
good
you.
choices.
No
That's right. And
doubt.
what day we come back? So we can know April. We come back.
April.
So we'll send a shout out so people can know we're coming back.
We're coming back,
air
April.
twice a month. We'll air twice a month. Life Obstacles, we'll air twice a month. So
What? We come back?
Twice a month.
I
We'll
thought
come
we
back
was-
to April.
I thought
Come
this was the Oscars.
back.
Oh,
All
man.
right, let's
I'm
go.
up out of here. Good grief. I thought we was on the Oscars.